Peace, peace, peace. What's up, my great vibers? This is your guy, Barry, aka Barry Israel. Peace, 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 peace. The first and the last. My great vibers. If you haven't been following me, like my last two videos that I did, it's been on this stuff that's happening right now, these things, and this is my last part of that series. The first one was the seduction is over, so are bad elections. Then the second one I came back with was called The Cracking of Capitol Hill. Walk by faith, not by sight. And I'm bringing that for a reason. And now the video I'm bringing today is going to be kind of ending that on that and moving on from here, actually. But I just wanted to try to bring an understanding to the people. And if you go back to my second last video, I said the cracking of Capitol Hill, not on, of. And I use those terms in there for a reason. And as time goes on, you'll probably see. But this video today, I wanted to bring to you, it's titled, Will Our Children's Future Be Saved? Our greed and control rules the future. And basically, right now, we're coming to a close because my first last two vids, basically we're talking about the presidential transition and how it would not be the same. I stay away from predictions. That's not my place. But at the same time, I wanted to, this time in this last video on that series, I wanted to bring to you an opportunity to look at options instead of taking in the things that are being presented to you. You want to try to draw your own perspective from information that's being given versus having a tunnel vision at what you're just seeing. So you want to definitely put some respect on your perception. And I hope that's what this video helps do. My great vibers, what is being reported as far as the president conceding the election, you got to understand the words that were used and what he says. I don't look at it as that way, but it's the election that definitely is going bad. And I said that this presidential transition would not be like people think it is. It's being widely reported that he conceded, but to me, like anything else, you have to look at it carefully because right now, through medias, especially when they shut down people's medias and accounts, that's because people don't want challenges to the propaganda. And you just have to be mindful and careful. And to me, from what I seen, what I looked at and what I gathered, he never conceded to anyone, to a Biden administration. So he said he would ensure a peaceful transition of a new administration. And my great vibers, you have to take the time to look at the whole thing. What did he mean by new administration? There's three ways to look at it. And that's what I'm going to give you directions to go in to draw your own conclusion, understanding of what may be happening about as far as what's going on instead of just taking things that's out there. So I'm here to bring a little analysis to you and understand that what's going on, it's definitely an unusual presidential transition. And, the experience I have that I bring to the table on this is the fact that, I think I've mentioned before, I was a former union president headquartered in the D.C. area. I was in charge of D.C., Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia, without a college degree at those times during the Clinton and the second Bush administration. After that, I went on, after moving back up to the New York area, I got involved as campaign strategist, community organizer, and in business. So that's kind of experience I had on top of also being in the Marines. And I was in two campaigns, so I'm decorated in a sense. It's nothing I brag about. I don't go around telling war stories and none of that stuff. But I have the DD-214 to prove and back that up. So I've come from an experience that I was blessed with in a sense. I look at it as blessings because, coming from war situations, luckily growing up in New York City, when New York State, it can help prepare you for that. And I was just blessed and lucky to still be who I am today, mentally, physically, and spiritually sound, and continuing to grow and be a work in progress. Because I'm grateful for all my experiences and where the Creator has brought me. But my great vibers. So with that experience, I just wanted to together in my political experience, bring you an analysis to look at, not tell you what it is. It's not my place to make predictions. First, like I said, the president never conceded to a Biden administration. He said a new administration. That's what he said. That can mean a few things. A new administration can mean a few things. And then he also mentioned that he would not attend, he did say this though, a Biden inauguration. But he said he would help in a peaceful transition of a new administration, not a Biden administration. So in this game, and the things that's taking place, you have to always pay attention to the words. You always have to pay attention because you got YouTubers and certain outlets saying that he conceded and all these things when that's not really the case. From the information I've gathered, what I've seen from listening to the words and what he actually said. But this is what you call in the political realm, the political spin, the game of the political spin. You can take words, take things and project them to make them look one way and they're not. We've seen enough things transpire the past few days to see facts, see things going on. So I just want to bring you a perspective now to bring all of that in and come to your conclusion. I'm going to give you the options in the directions that you can look at to get you to thinking instead of trying to tell you what to think or project. So with that, my great vibers, when you're dealing with the spin, basically you're taking one thing and you're trying to get people to look at it just that way when it's really another way, when it really is what it is. And this is like a master tool in campaigns as campaign strategies that people use, that campaigns use in general. And that's what's going on right now, the spin, because if you listen to what he said and what I just presented, what I'm going to continue to present, you can see that, there's a little more going on here. And that's what I want to bring to you. My great vibers, one thing the president's statement can mean as far as a few things when it comes to a new administration is what he said. There could be a Biden-Harris administration with new people, new staff. It could mean a Trump-Pence administration with new staff, because you've seen people resign. Or it could mean a Trump and somebody else in office with a new administration and new staff. That's how you gotta really kind of get a discernment to look at things and look at that from perspective, the different directions it could go in. Second, and when he said that he would not attend a Biden inauguration, now there's different reasons why. One, because maybe he's concerned for his safety, and I'll get to the reason why on that. And second, maybe there won't be a Biden and Harris inauguration. You have to look at it from that standpoint of view. And then maybe there will be a Trump and somebody else inauguration. So it's three ways to also look at that, my great vibers. You just can't feed into what he said and look at what's being projected. This can go a few different ways. There may not be a Biden-Harris inauguration to attend. My great vibers, this is what I mean by what it is what it is not, and what it is not is what it is. You always, what is good, the tactic I use is with the logic is to look at it from that standpoint, analyze the facts that are already out there, listen closely to what's really being said. He said, I will support a peaceful transition of a new administration, but I won't be attending a Biden inauguration. So you have to take those things and look at them for what they are. And that's what I tend to do. And that's what I want to bring to everybody, as far as my great vibers, to look at it from that perspective. Don't think the doom and gloom and it's over, because it's a lot of different scenarios and you don't want to get trapped in a tunnel vision. And I'm not also going to come here and project and tell you this is what you should think. I'm going to bring the real to you with my experience so that you understand and try to come to your conclusion and draw it yourself. Or you can have good dialogue with other people and have another perspective to present, because at the end of the day, people, you have to put some respect. You have to put some respect on your perception. If not, others will tear it up, flip it upside down. So you have to do that, my great vibers. But the bottom line is, what I was saying in my past 2 videos is that this presidential transition will not go down like you think. And so far, my great vibe is holding true. It is definitely holding true as you see things continuing to play out. It is not, and some more things have taken place, inside information. I mean, some things happen, and that you're not going to hear about on the regular outlets. Other things happened that took place. But my great vibers, knowing the swamp game and where I come from, that's what, in being there and analyzing what has happened the past 4 years with this current president, what I want to tell you, what he was put through, the support that he has behind him on many levels, the behind the scene things that have took place as far as arrests, deaths, a whole bunch of things. I don't see him just walking away and throwing his hands up and giving that power back because of the way he was treated when he was as a president. Imagine what would happen if he just gave that power back. Because there were, elections, that's for that to be worked out on whatever level they're working that out on. But now I'm bringing it to you from a standpoint of someone that's looking like, if I was in that position, how would I be looking at and handling that situation? I wouldn't be throwing my hands up and just walking away. I wouldn't be doing it. So my thing is, now he has his family and a lot of other things to worry about. So it's not gonna go down like you think. And that's what I'm saying. It's being projected one way, but you got to also look at it from that perspective. Like, whoa, if power was given back, what's going to go down now? So listen, put some respect on your perception. My great vibers is what I'm trying to bring and say to you. My great vibers, I'm going to end on this. Me personally, don't be scared, because at the end of the day, my focus is that, like I said in my other past 2 videos, the creator's behind this. He's the one that controls history, the biblical ways and spiritual ways, as on earth as it is in heaven. He controls that history. People have come here thinking they can switch up, change history to what they want history to be. Is what happens and what takes place. But the creator is the one that's in charge of history, including biblical history, in which direction it goes in. And that's what I tried to show you using biblical principles and scripture to break it down to you in the first 2 videos. My great viber, my thing is, at the end of the day, we should no longer have to be under the control of power, greed, which is only getting worse. That's what you don't want to be under. And why I say this is, I'm going to tell a story. My grandbaby, I was spending time with a few months ago, and, just sitting there having a good time, relaxing. Next thing I know, my grandbaby's doing this, just out the blue, 1.5 years old. And when that hit me, I was like, wow, this is affecting our children. Thus, you had the title I came up with for this video. I'm like, wow, now, these coverings were used to silence slaves and people who just didn't want talking, period. And that's what it was about in a nutshell, psychological operations on people. And that just hit me like, wow, I see the psychological impact it's making on our kids. And I was like, man, I just, I wanted to be about God's kingdom. That's the end game for me. That's where my vote is at. That's where my vote is. That's going to be part of the new administration, going in the direction of God's kingdom. So remember that and have faith and continue to believe that. But I understood then and now that we need our communities back. We need them back. We need to have peace, happiness, and love again, not to make America great again, but to make ourselves great again. To make ourselves great again forever. And only God's kingdom will do that, going in that direction, make us great again forever. And it made me think back as a child, because my father, I might have mentioned it, went to prison before I hit grade school and didn't get out till I was in my 2nd year of college. Even though I didn't finish college, but he didn't get out till my 2nd year. But through that, he consistently wrote me, consistently stayed on me, and did the best he can. But the number one thing he told me, son, JR, work the situation. Don't let it work you. and you won't end up in a place like this. And that lesson always stuck with me. And so the Father is working this situation. He's not letting it work him. The Creator is working it so we don't continue to end up in this type of situation as you see unfolding in this world, because this is worldwide implications. So you got worldwide energies wanting to go different ways. Like I mentioned before, you have to go back to the past 2 videos. But during my childhood, I often would look at Mayberry, actually the Andy Griffith Show. And man, I used to look at Opie like, man, Opie got the life. Even though you didn't see a mother around, and B was there, dad was there, the loving type stuff. But my dad, he did, before he went, I remember the times I spent with him. I remember him clearly. And when he was there, I remember he tried to do the best he could through phone calls and boxes and boxes and boxes of letters every week of trying to guide me in a right direction. But I used to be like, man, I can't. Hope he got it good, man. I said, look at Mayberry. Didn't have much diversity in Mayberry, but it was just peaceful. A sheriff with no gun, people, and a deputy with 1 bullet. That's the communities. That's what we want to get back to, being able to live in environments like that. So at the end of the day, my vote is still with God. My vote is with the Creator. That's the new administration that I'm looking forward to. The kingdom of God. That's the new administration. So just remember that, people. He is the Father. He is the Creator. He is the Creator of history, not them. He is the Creator. And we just have to understand that, it's about our children's future. Thus, you have the title that I brought forth. And I strongly believe that it's going to be okay. It's going to be great, actually. And that's why I gave you the different scenarios to look at it. I didn't want to tell you this is what I feel, this is how I know it's going down. But from what I gave you, all I can say is put some respect on your perception, people. Put some respect on your perception, and you will start to just a calmness, a peace will come over you, and you'll understand. Okay, all right, I see how this is playing out, because it's only going to get a little more wilder this week. Actually, a little more stunts being pulled. So what I want to tell y'all is be safe, keep your head up with your grass cut, be mindful, just keep the faith, stay focused, and we're truly in definitely biblical times being fulfilled. But at the end of the day, it's about God's kingdom. It's about our children, and it's about their future. It's about us getting our communities back, because the real swamp just isn't in DC. I'm here to tell you, the real swamp is what they were setting up that's already in your communities from all these corporations that collude on so many different levels to use the technology to try to enslave you. It's not really demos, rhinos. It's the technocrats. The technocrats. That's what it's about too. So keep your head up. And my next video I'm gonna have coming, and it's gonna put a conclusion on the mindsets that are drawing things in this direction. But as far as the political part and mentioning that stuff, I'm done with that. This is the end of my series. So on that, I just want to say peace, 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 my great vibes. The first, the last, your guy, Barry, aka Barry Israel. We're gonna be all right, y'all.